husband and wife, and that's Mel and Steve, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Sash. On the count of three, I'd like everyone here to say as loud as we can, all together, I am an animal defender. 1, 2, 3.
I am an animal defender.
You have just used one of the most powerful weapons that we have in this war against these industries that exploit the most innocent, the most gentle individuals on this planet, and that's your voice. That's right, this is a war. This is something that we must not take lightly. We must remind ourselves of the gravity of the injustices that the animals face daily. And the placards that some of you hold here today really bring that home. Many times in history, when evil has risen up and presented itself, people have banded together, brothers and sisters in arms, standing side by side, ready to fight for their liberation, for their peace. People ready to do whatever it takes to defend themselves against war. The victims in this war, however, the animals, they are unable to band together. They are unable to stand side by side. They are unable to fight and defend themselves. They are left absolutely helpless.
The animals have everything going against them. They have big corporations putting billions of pounds into these exploitive industries to keep them going. They have corporations and even charities pretending to be on the animal side. Yet these are monsters lying in the face of the public and making money off the backs of the animals that they sworn to protect. These industries are big, and this is the largest battle on the largest battlefield that we've ever faced. The animals are in desperate need for each and every one of us who have seen their injustice to fight. Our battle is going to be hard, but these industries do have a weakness. They are built on lies, and industries built on lies will always fall. We have the truth, and that is more powerful than any lies that they can pump out. Each of these industries will fall. We will see them crumble when we, as animal defenders, bring the truth to the front. When each of us stand up strong and take action.
So the animals need you to put your differences aside. They need you to put your energy and focus in the right direction, and they need you to hold your fear and not let it stop you standing up and fighting this war for them with the same strength, the same spirit, the same urgency as if the war that they faced was waged against you. Just like an army has many different soldiers with many different skill sets, they all work together in unison. Well, we must do the same. Whether it's street activism, a social media activist, a musician, authors, direct action activists, sanctuaries, rescue centers, organizers, there are so many more. And each of you have got a particular skill set, and we need to utilize this. Also, just like an army, not everyone is going to agree 100% with each other, but every soldier has the discipline and the focus to do the job that they are trained to do. They do this regardless of any personal emotions, and we must do the same. Now is the time to put all that to the side. We need to focus on doing something for these victims.
So this is a war. But this is the war we could be losing at the moment. And there is a reason. Too many people fall down and start firing bullets at our own teammates. And this must stop. How are we ever going to win when our focus is lowered? When we fire shots at our own teammates, we are killing off our own army. We should be one big team fighting for the animals in this Holocaust. So let's band together and fight. When we first joined this movement, I expected everybody who has seen the plight of the animals to fight. I joined vegan groups on Facebook and I saw thousands of members in there. And I thought everyone would be speaking up. But I was so wrong. I was told I'm too militant, I'm too preachy, and to not even post about activism groups. Over time, we have seen some amazing changes and some amazing dedication from people. But we have also seen the lack of motivation for the animals. And this deeply saddens us. It's heartbreaking to say the least. We have attended big protests over and over, and it's hard to even get 30 people out to stand strong for the animals. And this is shocking. Every other injustice I see for humans, thousands of people turn up, which is awesome, and rightly so. But why, when it's the animals who need us so much, why we let them down? Why are we sitting on the sideline and thinking someone else will do it? Because no one else will do it. The animals' freedom sits on your shoulders. We each hold the keys to their cages. So ask yourself today, will you stand up? Will you rise up together and fight for the animals? Will you use your keys to open their cages? Because if you don't, you are turning your back on them when they need you the most.
If you need help to find strength to do this, well, our advice is to never look away or close your eyes to the animal suffering. None of us see animals suffering and are okay with it. None of us see all the ways in which they're exploited and don't feel our heart literally breaking. But by never looking away, despite the emotions that you personally will feel, will be the biggest fuel for your fire with your activism. So most of you know Joey Carbstrong. Well, we watched one of Joey's videos and we heard him say, if you go to a vigil, this will change you and you'll become a much stronger activist. At the time, this is something that we thought we couldn't do. We didn't even understand vigils. And we thought that it would absolutely break us, so we just deterred from doing it. But we realized that we were looking at ourselves and our own emotions. We watched Joey's Light Up the World tour on his YouTube channel, and that gave us the strength to go and prepare to stand with animals before they went in to be slaughtered, having their lives taken from them. We then took Joey's advice and we went to our first vigil. It was heartbreaking. It was absolutely paralyzing and numbing. It doesn't feel real that we as humans are doing this to them. But Joey was right. Although it did break us, we both became stronger activists. Our confidence was risen. The fire was fueled more than ever. We both to this day will never forget the first set of eyes that came past us. And we knew what they had yet to face. And we made them a promise that we would never stop or ever give up no matter what. So the next time that you go to speak and you feel yourself freeze, the next time you think it's cold outside, I'm just going to skip activism today, or I did activism last weekend, I'm going to have this weekend off. Just remember what you have witnessed that these animals have to endure and the urgency in which they need your help. And by never looking away regularly, this gives you that superhuman strength to continue to do the right thing in that moment, despite any personal emotions that you feel.
So the animals are the victims. They go through this with their bodies. They see their families murdered. They live it. They live in this absolute living hell. And we find it hard to watch because it is. Seeing what they go through absolutely breaks us. But by not turning away is what creates powerful activists. We rise up and become even more powerful than ever before. And never let any other people put you off activism. Don't be put off by horrible comments or bullying. And don't ever let fear hold you back or stop you from fighting. Because no matter what you go through, you will get through. But the animals don't get that luxury. And they are relying on us. We are all they have. Let that sink in. Their voices have been silenced. Their struggles are hidden. Even their murder is covered up by words like humane. Their lives are not considered valuable, and they are so exploited that people even mock their bodies on a daily basis. They are the most oppressed individuals ever, and they desperately need you.
So this is a war. And whether you like it or not, you are being called up to do your part, to play your bit. The next thing that you should be thinking is not, should I fight? It's, how am I going to fight? Only you can decide if you're doing enough, if you're doing all that you can. No one else can hold you accountable apart from yourself. I know for us, as long as animals are being exploited, commodified and murdered, well, we'll be in the thick of that battle, in the heart of the war and on the front line. But I can tell you that we're thin on the ground for soldiers, and we could really use your help. But more importantly, the animals, they're desperate for your help. So ask yourself, what are you going to do?
So I want to finish with a few words. Apologies if I get emotional. It's come from the heart. So this is just a few words that I wish I could tell the animals. I'm sorry for what my species has done to you. I'm embarrassed and disgusted. To the beautiful animals that have already been forced into existence, used, violated, and murdered. I'm sorry we couldn't save you. And I'm ashamed that before I was vegan, I was your oppressor too. Whether I knew it or not, didn't change the fact that you were a victim because of me as well. For the animals who are here today, I want you to know that we are here. We are in this war, and we will never stop. We want you to know that even when you're in your darkest moments, when you think no one can see you, we can see you. We do see you. And we will bring what happens in the darkness to the light for all to see. To the animals everywhere living on this planet today, or yet to be born into existence, we want you to know that we will never stop fighting for you. We dedicate our lives to fight for yours. You have our full support, time, and strength. And we will do all we can, and we will be strong for you. We won't ever let you down. We won't ever give up hope, and we will always push ourselves to fight beyond any limits. And I'll promise to you today is that we will never give up. We will win this war, and victory will come, but only if we fight.
Very good. Well done.